Hello, today we're working on visual perception. The few materials we need are just some paper, marker, pencil, and just a few Legos, just kind of standard Legos. So the first activity that we can do, I recommend cutting 2 strips of paper since we'll be making these dot grids. And if you have a whole bunch of them on a paper, it can kind of be visually overwhelming and hard to work with. So I have 2 strips. They are 3 by 3 dot grids, so they're pretty easy to make by hand. I did these ones just kind of by eyeballing it. You can use a ruler if you need to. And so 3 dots by 3 dots. And then on one of the dot grids, for one of my draft videos I had written on the other. Okay, so for one, you will have the designs pre-made, and the other will be empty. So with complexity of designs, this one only includes vertical and horizontal lines, so that's kind of the easier way to start, and also in kind of a connected pattern. This next one, I add in diagonal lines, which is kind of an extra level of perceiving those and the directionality of that. And this one, we really have to kind of perceive the details. So it doesn't follow a path, there's extra lines coming off. We'll have to pick up our pencil and add those pieces in. Throughout this, we can work on spatial skills, talking about left, right, down, across. So a lot of different things in diagonal. So you'll have your preset designs, and then your child has the empty grids, and their job is to check it over with you. So first they look, and they can follow. You can have them kind of state the directions they're doing as they go. So down, right, up, right, and for me it's down, down. So they are copying that grid. So that's kind of your goal. When you find errors, first let them know the ones that they did correct, and then go back to, ooh, that one looks like it might be able to change. So pencil's kind of helpful because you can erase. You can go back to your example, highlight the part that maybe went wrong, and you can say, oh, look, you see that line slides and it goes down to the right side. So kind of going over those directions, pointing that out, and then have them correct. Start as easy as you need to make it successful, and then build up for as much challenge as you can too, just kind of to build up on those skills. Another kind of easy paper pencil thing that we can do to work on visual perceptual skills is completing half of a drawing. So sometimes it can be hard to think about drawing half of something, so instead I just draw something that's symmetrical. So I have, eye on both sides, the exact same sun rays coming out on both sides for my smiley sun. So start out drawing a picture like that. Then you'll probably need 2 slips of paper so it's not too thin. And you will cover up half of your smiley. So you set it down on your table firmly with half of it covered. And then the challenge is your child looks and tries to complete that image. So it also works on a visual perceptual skill we call form constancy, is seeing a form or an image and being able to kind of recognize what the full image would look like. Also visual discrimination, of course, looking at the details, spatial skills, figuring out how the pieces join together and where they're connected. So that is another easy at home visual perceptual activity. Next we'll move on to these Legos. See if I can tilt us here so you can see the table better. Okay, so I just grabbed a few. What you'll need is Legos that you can kind of split in half so your child and you have the exact same Legos to work with. So have them split. We have equal piles. The challenge here is that you will want to make a design, ideally without them watching how you build it. So I'm going to make one up here. And then you can present this and have them, they can kind of move it if they need to or keep it stationary in one spot. Stationary in one spot is the most difficult setting, but they can also maybe benefit from seeing how the whole structure comes together. And their job is to figure out kind of the spatial layout of it. So what goes first on the bottom, what builds up, directions left or right. So noticing here that I need to leave 2 dots open on the left. And Legos in general are just a great activity at home that you can work on kind of those construction skills, spatial understanding, as well as fine motor with kind of manipulating them, pushing them together. And small Legos, make sure you have them take apart each project because that's a lot of good pinch and strength. So those are good ways to work on quite a few skills. Another thing when I do that activity at school, a lot of times kids kind of get tired of me being the only one challenging, so sometimes to make it more fun, we kind of take turns. So I'll have them challenge me after I challenge them to kind of do some give and take with that, which can make it more of a game and more fun. So just some home activities to consider for visual perception. Hope you enjoy these.